Mirette, welcome to Athens. I hope your microphone is on. Can you do a quick test, quick sound test? Okay, can we put that microphone on, please?
So,
there we are.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. And I heard that after my presentation you will have lunch. So I hope that I will keep your spirit good until the lunchtime. And thank you for inviting me here to Agile Greece Summit. This is my first time in Athens, and it has been great so far. So, something about my background. I have studied in University of Lapland. It's in Arctic Circle in northern Finland. I have studied art and media studies there. And then I went to internet companies to work, and soon I found myself in southern Finland at Helsinki. I have been working in several media companies, and before Yle time also at Sanoma, which is the biggest media companies in Scandinavia. And the last 11 years I've been working at Yle, which is Finnish broadcasting company. And the story I'm going to share you is about how we have changed the way of working to the agile way in Finnish broadcasting company. And about Yle something, and like we say in Finland, Yle. Yle is quite old company. It's over 90 years old. There are 2,800 employees working at Yle. We are a public service media company, and we are public funded. It means that Finns and companies in Finland are paying tax, and we are one of the pioneers in digital transformation in European broadcasting companies. And about our customers, how we reach them. 75% of Finns are using Yle every day, and 93% every week. And the population of Finland is 5.5 million. And there is one detail I want to share with you. Even we are public founded broadcasting company, we have some joint venture companies with commercial media in Finland. And we are developing, for example, new radio and TV services online and in various platforms with within this company. And Yle Areena is our video-on-demand live stream service. And when I went to work at Yle 11 years ago, actually after 3 months we published this service. So I'm very proud that I'm one of the members who founded this service in Finland. And now Yle Areena, it's still the most appreciated online media brand in Finland. And this is, I'm very happy to tell you this because of course nowadays we have also Netflix, HBO and such kind of brands in Finland. And we are keeping hard so that we can keep this position in coming years. I'm sorry that it's a little bit problem with this screen here. It's about my computer. It's not about this, what things are working here. So, a little bit about our journey within this lean agile work. We started 10 years ago from the internet development teams. It was software developers who came to meet me and said, "Hey Mirette, have you seen or heard about Agile?" And it was totally new for me. And then I started to learn with guidance of the software development. And soon we spread the whole idea how to work in Agile way to all our internet development teams, also including content creation who are working and design people who are working within these development teams. And quite many things have happened since that. And for example, 3 years ago, we got a new management system for the whole internet era at our company, meaning that we changed the management and the investment process also to agile way of working. And I will tell you more about that. And after that, it was so good example at our company. It has been spreading to all our units, including publishing, content creation, and nowadays even news desk. So it's no more only the thing what IT and software development people are doing. It's a thing what we are doing in Yle in wide range. And nowadays, some facts about this situation. 30% of Yle people are practicing or using or developing their way of working in a lean agile way. This means that some of those there are beginners, and some of those are those early adopters who are already thinking about and creating how to work in teal organizations, how to work if we benchmark, for example, sociocracy, holocracy, temenos, etc., new stuff. And all these different things between that. It means that 5 executives, top-end executives, and it's a half of our directors, are practicing or using these methods. And I think that even small step is crucial to do these new kind of things. And now we talk more about culture, not anymore using tools or methods. And how we make this thing happen? First of all, we don't have any big company project or programs saying that now we are going to Agile, and this year these divisions and these teams are going to Agile. No. It's based on voluntariness and also mutual learning, and in a way that organic growth will happen when people are sharing. And as I said, it's voluntary, so I develop these things with people who are willing to do in a way. So nobody is forced, everyone is invited. Here are people who are working in our news and communications unit. And the nice thing is that when people change their way of working, I catch them in these kind of situations. They are smiling more often than before, and that's nice. But how about big frames and tools and practices? And I have often heard questions that you must be having some framework which you are using and having education for, or teaching or training for all Yle people. But no, we don't do in a way. We are very interested all the frames, all the methods. And then we are adapting and applying them into our use. In creative work, in knowledge work, in journalistic work, law team is practicing new practices for them. And of course, these are some examples which has been very powerful and interesting to research. And my way to work is that I'm learning, practicing something new, and I'm going instantly making experiments. And it means that I make experiments with the teams at YLE. So, a little bit everything. And nowadays, this Yle Agile Accelerator, as I call this very big department, which is actually me at YLE, our purpose is to ensure that in the future, Yle will be important for Finns, and we understand the things how we now have to develop ourselves so that we are also valid in the future. And so, how to get benchmarks which are not related to IT or software development? This has been a very big question, and nearby every day somebody comes and asks me that, hey Mirette, can you give us some benchmark, or can you invite some company to share how they have done these things? And 2 years ago, I was very nervous because I didn't find any examples about news desk and agility. I don't mean the internet development of news, I mean the content development and the journalistic work. And then one editor came to me and said, hey Mirette, don't worry, perhaps we can build the benchmark together. And it was great to start with work with news people, and also in different people from law team, from publishing team, etc., who were willing to jump something they didn't know what is going to happen. And then we start to adapt and practicing new things, how to do this. So there is no benchmarks. It is us who have to do the benchmarks. And also, I have often heard question, Mirette, can you guarantee that then when we change this way of working, then it's good? Because that's the old way to think, that you have to know the answer before you haven't even started. These are the things I'm operating nearby every day at our company and demonstrating the culture of experimentation and how in everyday work you can jump into that. What you can do today, this week, next week, small experimentations at your work. And about this internet development and new way of operating it, 5 years ago we were in a situation that we had 100 people working at internet development at YLE, and we have nearby 30 steering groups making decisions. You know, this happens in big companies. Decision-making process is very big, and it takes some time. So it was time to think about how we will rethink the whole system. And then we started to make change, and we adapted the decision-making to the simple way how the Kanban and Scrum teams are actually working. So instead of having multiple decision points, you should have only one. You should have one backlog, and then right people to make decisions. And who are the right people? The people who understand the development. So we made a huge change. Internet managers who are responsible, for example, our news development or this Yle Arena or children's services in digital, they created new team, and they started to work in front of big Kanban wall and making decisions together. So they brought to the wall the big ideas, what is crucial and essential for them in the future. And they started also make decisions about how to share the money. So not only the decisions, but also how to share the money. And I think that we have been first ones in the world, at least in big enterprises, who have made such a kind of changes. And we ended the traditional investment project management process. And we got this new system instead of that. And I must say that this has been the hardest thing I have done during my working career. You can believe that there were many people who thought that this is not the right way to do. And also it was about changing the mechanism how decisions are made. So there were people who were thinking about that you shouldn't do these kind of things, but actually we are still having this system, and now we are concentrating how to develop the culture, the whole culture. And of course this is not only taking new methods and tools, it's lots more. It's about what does it mean when you are operating with visual management. what does it mean when you have got new roles and a new way of working. Feedback loops is very interesting. How do you have feedback loops constantly and giving chance to talk with directors, executives, and specialists together, understanding what we have done, how does it look like, so what about what is coming to next, etc. And because this new way of working and this cultural change, we got the first prize in Finland from the Finnish Lean Association. This was 3 years ago. And we were very happy to have this kind of prize because then we knew that we have done something very different than usually companies are doing. And what about now? We are spreading this idea of agile culture in different levels. And one very good example is our customer insight and how we actually turn their processes to lean development processes in a way that instead of spending time to analyzing things, they are spending their time to feedback loops and sharing ideas and sharing observations to each other all over via Lee and learning from each other. And I think that it has been incredible change what has been happened. And also at C-level and director level, for example, our company key product strategy, which is saying what we should publish, is now operated with the agile way. Here are photos showing those directors started to practice this new way of working, and now they are really putting focus on feedback loops and how to develop them. How to take the executive producers and the teams who are building the programs, TV, radio, internet shows, together with them to work and share ideas. And for example, we started this new way of working with this key product strategy 3 years ago. So in big companies, these don't happen very fast. It takes time to get people involved because they have to feel that they are invited, nobody is not forcing them. And another examples I will show you now, video also from our news and current affair team. And when you are doing new things, even you don't know what is going to happen. And now I will show you video, and Ville, my colleague from the Yle News, will share with you some thoughts about this development.
Hello there, and greetings from Finland. My name is Billa Killadi, and I'm a developer and executive producer at Yle. I have been doing this TV journalism for 20 years now. And we at the Yle News and Current Affair programs are at the beginning of a great path. We are, I have to admit, newbies in this business, what we just started to do. And what we really want to do is to learn from one another. So our guideline is to grow mutual understanding. And how do we do it? Well, we just started to talk more openly, gamificate our daily meetings, we started to visualize our work and generate our ideas more effectively. We started to do little tests on a daily basis, and we constantly draw conclusions on them. So basically, we started to use a new system to think. And what happened? Step by step, I have found out we have made a huge progress. It really seems to me that we have already changed not only as an organization, but as employers as well. So I really think that only the sky is our limit. Just go ahead. Thank you.
So just go ahead. This is the thing Ville said, and nice to continue working with them. And I have another example. 1 year ago, our chief operating officer wanted to build and create new strategy and vision for his division. He's responsible for the technological developments at our company. And he got the idea that he would like to have a sparring team, kind of team of different kind of people who will give perhaps a little bit different ideas what it might be. And then we had a task to create a roadmap. And we met first time within this team, and it was after 2 minutes or something like that, we shared same understanding that, oh no, we don't want to create kind of PowerPoint presentation showing the roadmap for the future and telling what kind of things we should do per year to the coming 5 years. Because the world is, internet is full of different kind of technological roadmaps. But what we really believe is that the most important thing to concentrate, and also we want to make the statement that it's the strategical choice to make, is to concentrate to company culture. And now I will show you what kind of PowerPoint we made after this assignment.
In our new approach to work, interactive communication is itself work. The traditional leadership model relied on guidance handed down from managers to subordinates. Communication was hierarchical. In our new way of working, communication happens interactively within a team. A manager's responsibility is to create a team environment which allows for autonomous working and learning. Leadership is identifying shared goals as well as coaching. In the traditional educational model, the teacher poured knowledge into the students' heads. The teacher managed the flow of communication. Now, students search for information together to reach a shared goal. Interaction is everyone's work and happens in all directions. The same applies to teams in company settings. We strive for perfection while realizing we can never reach it. This keeps us adaptable and hungry for constant learning. Renaissance people like Leonardo da Vinci are appreciated more and more. Growing multi-talented thinkers and doers requires support from company management. It also demands that company management lives the culture of experimentation themselves. In any case, the value of individual contributions will be measured through shared accomplishments. The fast renewal cycle resulting from digitalization requires a more agile mode of operation. Organizational structures change with the new culture and networking because current models cannot keep up with the changes. Thriving companies replace the approval policies used in line organizations with new, more transparent leadership. Decisions are made by teams according to goals and in an agile manner. Through this continual learning, the company achieves the ability to adapt to new situations.
So who would like to work in a company having this kind of culture? At least I would like to. It's a big challenge, yes. It's a very big challenge. But I think that we have to have visions to believe and some purpose that we will struggle to the new kind of world. So, how do we build this new world? I have no idea, but I know that there are no best practices, and by experiments we can develop the whole thing. And the nice thing is that after this recommendation, you saw this animation, our CEO decided that yes, this will be the crucial part of the new strategy. And also what happened is now on our whole company focus, this company culture. So I believe that nice things will happen in coming years. At least it's very nice to do things that you are allowed to do these things now. And how we are working with Yle people, I have learned during these last 10 years that most important things are here. Of course, this is my list. Your list might be totally different. It's about the transparency in everything what you are doing and sharing with colleagues. And it's about learning through feedback and hold this feedback loop mechanism, how you can scale it to different levels, and face-to-face. Well, these are simple things, and actually they are also included in Agile Manifesto, but these are the things what I have observed in real working life, that these are really working good. And about the trainings, how to offer trainings to journalistic people and creative people. You cannot put them to the product owner or Scrum course because it's so complicated. Their background is not in IT or software development. And what we have done, we have created our own trainings and learned bit by bit what are the things people are most interested. And these trainings are full of practical exercises what you can do with your teams. And we have created this system in a way that people want to come to these courses. They are waiting at line so that they can come there. So there is a queue and you will wait your turn. So it's not obvious that you can have this kind of training. If you get to this course, it's a very nice thing. And this is, you can take a detailed look afterwards. I will share this presentation material with you. So if you are interested, you can see the content and the structure, how we have been building it. But there are a lot of things about new culture, safety and trust, how to get new kind of approach, working with people, etc. And it's crucial to work internal networks and build them, and also external. And we are supporting people to share ideas and share what they have learned within the teams to different Yle colleagues. And we are even having tour inside our company that you can get familiar how other colleagues are working. We have also another very big training program for the managers and opinion leaders. It's based on Jürgen Appelo's Management 3.0. We call it Culture of New Work. And it has been quite popular also. And we are trying to create community where everyone can share with each other this learning what they are doing. So, focus on how to train from developers to executives. Focus on creative and knowledge work. That's the thing we try to do. And we have trying to do this cultural change in a way that it's walk the talk. I heard that this morning that retrospectives are the most important meetings at company, and I fully agree. And it's so crucial to stay for a few minutes and think about how we have done these things and what we can develop more. And same thing applies within these Lean Agile culture developments at YLE. And well, it's not only that you are changing the models, for example, portfolio models, etc. It's also how you are actually changing how you behave by yourself. And we have a lot of different kind of workshops where we are really practicing and for example, what is the vision we want to have? What does it mean when you have this kind of vision? How do you behave when you have this vision? What does look like our structures in the future? And how do you describe your thinking? So instead of focusing on tools or details in methods, we try to offer think this kind of thinking to people. And for example, for me as an internal change agent, it's very crucial to work with networks, because there's a place where I can get new ideas, vision, and also energy to my work, to bring something new inside the company. And this dialogue is very nice, and we have a lot of visitors at Yle, and we are visiting other companies, sharing ideas, having events together to learn these new things. This is one example from last week. We are streaming online Agile demo once per month, and we have Yle people sharing their developments, and also we have some interesting guest speaker who will bring something new for us. And we are streaming them at Yle Arena, and we are also inviting people outside from Yle. You can sign up in Meetup Service and come to Yle. And you know that real organization is a network. The real organization is not the organization chart. And to develop new culture, we have to speed up this kind of thinking. And as a leader, are you preventer or promoter? You can make a choice. But you have to behave quite differently if you choose to have this promoter. It's not just passive thing that you let people do. It means that you have to be active by yourself also, bringing the new things, learning how to facilitate these new meetings and everything, as you probably all know. And our network will be measured, and I think it's measured how we co-create value within networks. So is Mirette that kind of person that when you are working with her, you will get something more where you started? Is she giving new ideas for you without expecting that you will give something back? And I will show you a small video. I think that I have still a few minutes if you want to continue. Yes. So about our big event which we had in this year March at YLE TV studios, and we were inviting 150 leaders, directors, and influence leaders from different industries, also from public side and also the commercial side, and we had a summit and also workshop with them. And now this material will be available during this year at Yle Arena, but I will show you a small video about when we were building the TV studio for this event. So, and now actually we have started to plan the new same kind of event taking place next year on March. And of course we want to add something what we didn't do last year, but our focus is to also share with the Finnish industry and companies that actually Yle is in that kind of role as a public media service company, that we can also create kind of platforms where people can discuss and share the ideas of a new way of working and new culture, agile culture in business and companies. And as said, I really believe that our world is changing by experiments. And I'm often questioned that, hey Mirette, would you tell us, what do you think, what is this whole lean agile thing or this new culture? Can you tell in 30 seconds? And these are some things what I think about, what does it consist of. And I will put number one, this transparency, and I would like to even say total transparency. And instead of focusing on decision making or organization internal life, we should concentrate how we create customer value, and the customer is putting first. And so etc. So similar things which are related in agile way of working can be scaled in everywhere. No whether is it managing or creative work. And also what comes in this lean agile way of working and new systems and frameworks and way of working, I think that in certain situation it's wise to use frameworks. These are my opinions, what I'm sharing. In certain situation it's wise to use frameworks. If it's kind of horizon one doing, it's existing service, mature, etc. But when you are doing new things and things you don't know, they are coming in the future, and you are innovating, it must be something different. So this is the message what I'm sharing in Finland to managers and directors and also at YLE, that it's not anymore relevant to have one managing system, you have to have several. And let's see what will happen in the world. And also Alex Osterwalde has been talking a lot about these topics. And I have just put these frameworks and things here. You might think that they are in wrong place, but anyway, we also have to rethink how we are making the lean agile changes. And another thing is that when doing this kind of change agent work at big enterprise, if you ask, can I do this? It's obvious you can't. So my advice is, don't ask for permission. Just ask forgiveness afterwards if something happens. So here are some bullet points from my presentation. So develop with those people who want to develop, no big project, organic growth, adapt and apply methods in your working place with the real people, with the real content of work, and working networks, and you have to create benchmark by yourself. And one thing, take care of yourself. This is not marathon. This is ultramarathon.
Thank you, Mirette.
And finally, I would like to share you that's Yle Lean Culture Toolkit, things what we have used at our working place, methods and things which we have adapted is free to download, and I hope that it will bring you nice moments and joy at your working places. Thank you. Yeah.
Let's leave that slide up because I think people might want to grab that link.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, let's go to some questions.
You know, I don't need the microphone. Hi. So my question is, I have seen a lot of companies and different organizations applying agile lean techniques and frameworks and tools and everything, as you mentioned, never on a media group. And my question is, what kind of problems did you actually face, and how adapting those frameworks, tools, techniques help you solve them?
In the beginning, I tried to. I was giving too much details when I was coaching people. I had every details related how to use Kanban or things like that, and they get confused. And like, no, we don't want to have this, this is too complicated. So the thing what I have been facing is that I'm trying to make things as simple as possible.
No, I mean the media group, the company.
A company?
The company, what kind of problems the company was facing that led you do this?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. For example, directors and specialists didn't trust each other necessarily because they weren't talking to each other. It was based on documents and traditional meeting things, so they didn't face them face to face so often. That was what happened in internet development. And another thing was that even at internet development, it was so bureaucracy that the other team did not know what the other team, next team is doing. So there was no connection and visibility of doers in common level. There was not shared vision which have made together. For example, these kind of things. And the same applies in different doings also at our company. But for example, these kind of problems were.
Any more questions? There's one up there.
Time to exercise others. Hi, thank you for sharing this. What was the number of your immediate team members when you started off this journey? Before you build up influencers and early adopters?
Sorry, number of?
What was the number of your team?
Only me.
Okay, and how soon you built the first influencers and early adopters?
Well, like said, I'm new kind of leader. I don't have team. I'm trying to work in a way that I can get people interested of new kind of working and this agile way of working and this culture. And the system works like that, that there are people learning these ideas within the team. And I will coach, for example, 1 or 2 members, and then they can continue and develop their skills in daily basis. I'm still the only permanent lean accelerator, agile accelerator at YLE. But there are a lot of knowledge and basic skills at the teams nowadays, because over 50 teams are working in a new way at our company.
Okay, and if I may, a second one. What about the middle management? I assume, and you presented that from the top management, you gained soon the approval and the support. The people that are doing the things there are already familiar or keen on adapting this way of working. Well, what about the middle management, the silos and the ownership and the command and conquer mindset? How did you manage to approach this in the beginning, at least?
Well, actually, I have to say that now we have kind of 30% of people involved, including middle management. Of course, there is also, I don't know, of course, but there has been strong change resistance in the same time. And I think that there might be people who will not buy in this new culture at their working lives. And perhaps they find themselves doing something else, I don't know. But I have heard that the same happens in every company. But when I started, it was crucial to find those people who are willing to work with me with these topics from the middle management. And we started to work, and they started to do experiments. So that it's not me who is showing example to the people, their colleagues are showing example. Hey, we have done this thing indifferently.
Thank you, Mirette.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the Greek sun.
Shall we take one more before we wrap up for lunch? Or
Please ask something.
yeah, because you know, while I'm sure you'd like to come back to Greece as quickly as possible.
Yes.
And I'm sure we can arrange that. It may be a while, so let's use this opportunity. Who was going to ask a question? There we are.
Okay, I really like this incredible journey, really amazing. I would like maybe if you can name your maybe 2 or 3 more important impediments or things that you have to work more.
First one is that how can I keep my focus in the big picture when everything is happening around me? How to keep focus in right things? Then constant development of my people skills. And how do I behave in different kind of situations which are just popping up? And the number 3, I would say, I would like to say something personal. I really believe that there must be balance between work and your rest of your life, and things that you can feel that you are doing things which are good. So that you can go to sleep and you are kind of happy what you are doing. I think these 3 things to develop constantly.
Incredible. And for focus, what were your criteria?
What do you mean?
I mean, you have a lot of things to be done.
Yeah.
So how do you what things do you prioritize?
Now I have a great opportunity to work with our owners, our company owners, who are making decisions. There are people from Finnish Parliament and our executives, and there might be possible to adapt these things with them when working. I'm very looking forward. I'm a little bit scared, same time, but looking forward. And same time, there are wonderful teams at, for example, TV production, journalistic teams, and internet development teams who are sharing their learnings. And these are the things I'm waiting for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hold that for a second.
Hello, Mirette. Thank you very much for your very inspiring presentation. You spoke about training other people, but I was curious, how do you train yourself? How do you build your craftsmanship? I'm sure that we are not at the same level where you started, and you are the only person in the company that does that. So actually you radiate the information, but how about you, yourself, your personal development?
Well, yes, I'm lucky that I have met during these years very skillful people who are nowadays working with me at YLE. They are not, they have got their own companies, and I'm actually going different kind of trainings constantly by myself to understand and learn more. And also I have 3 different coaches helping me. One is keeping my mind clear so that I don't fix the different situations which are not so good. Another one is very understands what is coming in the future in this field of this agile culture. And the third one is, in another way, very good coach for me. And I think that when you are doing demanding work, it's a lot of when doing this kind of cultural change, it's good to have somebody who can help you to find the right things or the next thing. But also a lot of trainings and these kind of things, yes.
Thank you very much, everybody. I think it's time for lunch.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you, Mirette. Thank you very much.